Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a story. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I am fluxing on them now. I'm flexing on them proud. I'm flexing on them now. I'm flexing on them proud. I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? What the is going on? I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? I'm flexing on them now. 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 I'm flexing on them proud. What the flex is this? We going to the moon. Can I tell you something? Layer 1, layer 2, this is humongous. Decentralized, so we keep it 100. 10,000 nodes, yeah, we building an army. Flex on them now like it don't mean that we an army and we strong. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? What the flex is going on? But the flex, we are so strong. We an army and we strong. And we strong.
Good morning, everybody. It's just me at the moment, but I have two other people waiting in the back room for me. No Dan today. It's Friday morning. He's doing other things. It is still the weekday, so we are working hard. But I'd like to introduce you to two people. They met up today somewhere in Switzerland. It must be somewhere on the top on the mountain. I don't know where these people hang out in Switzerland. But introducing to you guys, Alex and Mo. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, you know me. I'm not new. I mean,
yeah, well,
you're
new to me now.
Before, I feel like, but it's a pleasure to be back.
Thanks, guys. How you doing?
Good. It's a little rainy in Switzerland here.
Yes.
Well, I heard some really dreadful things that I saw on the news, at least in the Belgian news, that there's a massive event happening when it comes to the weather in Switzerland. I was like, what, they get snow or something? What's the deal? Like, are you guys getting a little bit of rain? Like, come on.
It's all right. You're the one who's getting snow soon.
Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to think about it. It's still 30 degrees Celsius here, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's still hot. But yeah, you're right.
I don't believe you.
He's got.
Don't believe me?
He's got until the end of the month.
Where are you?
I'm in sunny Canada at the moment. So, but yeah, snow is coming for us there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
so maybe
what are we doing today?
What?
Mod, just for what are we doing today? Maybe quick introduction, Mod. I know you've been with us on many streams before. We've done proof of work streams with together. We've invited you multiple times. You and I, we've met each other a few times now at conferences. I think the last one was even at ECC where we did something together. But maybe for the people on the Flux side who don't know you, maybe a quick introduction. And then I'll introduce myself as well for the Alephium folks that are joining us today. And then Alex, maybe you did the same. So I'll start off. I'm Jeffkey or Davey from the Flux team. I'm the business officer for Flux. I kind of work on connections, partnerships, finding us customers, and keeping Alex in check whenever needed. But that's kind of what I do. Alex, what do you do?
I'm the chief architect, so I'm leading a Flux Edge and Flux Core, so basically the decentralized compute side of things. And sometimes here to annoy Davey whenever he needs a reality check.
Yeah, he's really good at that piece. Maud, what about you?
So I'm actually the COO, or basically responsible of operation for Alephium, which is kind of a very innovative layer one within the proof of work UTXO space. And I also do moderation when you two argue with each other, and I determine the winner at the end. So I will let you know at the end of this call who has won.
By the way, Maud, who won last time when we were in Brussels? I think that was me, right?
I would say so, but it's only because that was the first time I met Alex, so it was a bit, he tried to make a good impression, whereas you and I had already met a few times.
Yeah.
And you didn't get invited to Switzerland.
No, I didn't get invited. So what's up with that? Please,
he just showed up.
I know. He does that. He has that done. He's done that here too. By the way, he's like, "Hey, I'm at the door. Can you let me in?" Anyway, so big news today. Maud, I think we kind of leaked it already. But you guys were one of our first Flux Labs partners. We started with you guys from the start of your project. We helped you grow, and I think it's time to say goodbye on the Flux Labs partnership. It's been a nice ride. We had a good time. I hate to do this live on stream, but it's done. We can't keep going like this anymore for Flux Labs.
Sometimes it's better to end on a good note.
I know. It was really fun. We had good times, but we're gonna end the Flux Labs partnership here. I know that's might be a little upsetting for some of you, but that means we can now do a full-blown partnership and work together going forward. How about that?
That sounds great. And I mean, we've already, like you said, we've already done so much over the past, I don't know, time in crypto feels a bit weird, but I think it's been at least 2, if not 3 years since we really have started working together on a number of things. And definitely Flux has always been Flux Lab has already been a great partner into also allowing us to make our spot within the proof of work industry. So we're super grateful for how supportive you guys have been with Alephium since day one.
Yeah, no, we see the project grown. We absolutely love it. We often talk, like I said, we meet at conferences, and it's a partnership, right? We reach out to each other. We exchange contacts. We help where we can. So I thought it was prime time for you guys to do your own thing. You guys are clearly have your own community going. You got your own proof of work stuff going. Clearly, the tokens are coming on the project for you guys. So I saw a couple announcements the other day. And I got more news for you guys. You guys saw the announcement the other day on Zelcore that we added the ERC20 token.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're also adding the main chain as well. Going forward, you'll have the main chain on Zelcore as well. So that might help for you guys as well for the wallets. I know you guys have your own wallets, but those who use Zelcore will be able to store their Alephium now in Zelcore as well.
Actually, you are one of the first third-party wallets that supported the Alephium or multi-chain wallet that supports Alephium, both ERC and main chain. So yeah, I do think you're the first, not the last, but definitely the first, and it feels very suited given how much you've supported us in the past years.
Wasn't Zelcore also started in Switzerland a couple of years ago?
I don't remember actually if it's Switzerland.
I think Zug, something like that.
I would have to look. Yeah, currently we're in the UK at least, so that I know for sure. One of the things that I do want to talk about, and maybe even if you have been living under a rock, Maud, can you just give us a bit of a glimpse on what Alephium does and what you guys try to do in the space?
Yeah, of course. So Alephium is a smart contract enabled layer one built on proof of work. we're pretty innovative and have innovation in kind of a number of different areas. One is obviously, as all layer one, especially younger layer one, is scalability. This is a topic that you have to address. So we use sharding, so parallelization, and we have multiple chain running on the network. But where we stand out is because we are UTXO based. That allows us to do sharding in a much more lightweight way. So as if you're a user, no matter where and how you're transacting on the Alephium network, you're always transacting on-chain in a single step with the same, benefiting from the same security all over the network, which is the security of the consensus algorithm, which in our case is actually called proof of less work, which, which is basically a take to try and optimize the proof of work algorithm to reduce the energy consumption at large scale. So when the Alephium network is still quite a low hash rate, it operates as a classic proof of work, which is the case right now. We're just classic proof of work. But once the network reach 1 exahash of hash rate, proof of less work gets triggered, and we basically combined physical security through mining and computing power, and virtual security through coin burning. So you basically, you don't decrease the security of the network because the cost of mining a new block increases as it does on proof of work, but you basically pay that cost not exclusively in computing power. So for the same level of security at extremely large scale, we can reduce the energy consumption of the network by 87% compared to what it would be in classic proof of work without losing in security. And as you know, you being a proof of work chain yourself, project yourself, you know how energy consumption has been a topic, not so much so recently, thankfully, but it has been in the past few years. So we wanted to look into how can we optimize proof of work a little bit on the energy consumption side. And then I think the most important aspect of Alephium is the smart contract and development environment that we have. Because even though we are UTXO based, we have full-fledged smart contracts because we have our own UTXO model called stateful UTXO. So we have the same flexibility when you program for smart contract as people are used to on Ethereum or other EVM or account-based chain. But we have the security of the UTXO model for asset, which allows us to really completely eliminate and mitigate some of the most prevalent attack vector or design, I don't want to say flaw, but less than ideal design choices that people experience on EVM and EVM compatible chain, which represent the majority of the smart contract infrastructure right now. So on Alephium, you can really build as much as you can on an account-based chain, but you can do this faster, more securely, and you can really focus on innovation. So this is what Alephium is, and we've been on mainnet since 2021, and we are very lucky to have a great ecosystem and great partners such as Flux.
Well, thank you, Alex. What are we working on these days?
I was going to ask you the same question. What's Flux Cloud? What's Flux Edge and Flux Core?
No, we're not here to interrogate me. We're here to interrogate you. You're the one.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure people would rather hear you talk about Flux Edge at this point than they hear me talk about it. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That works. All right, I'll throw Flux Cloud later on.
Sure.
So for myself, I work on Flux Edge. My team and I work on Flux Edge and Flux Core. Flux Core being basically software that you install to provide your computer or multiple computers as host on the marketplace. Flux Edge is the marketplace where you can basically rent one or multiple machines and run all your workloads on it. Anything that has to do with GPUs, basically. So any AI, rendering task, rendering farm, or even gaming, you can just spin up a computer and deploy it. We just launched the alpha in July, I believe.
June, July. Yeah. Edge.
So around those dates, and we're gearing towards beta really soon, towards the end of the year, probably, if everything goes well.
Nice.
How about you? What do you do with Flux Cloud?
I do all sorts of things.
Okay, thank you.
the cloud solution, I think everybody knows at this point, right? So basically what that allows us to do is we run all types of nodes, light nodes, full nodes, Alephium full nodes. Oh, wait, is that you? So we can do anything that you need to help out your projects. And we do that for pennies on the dollar. I'm not saying the cheap words. I'm saying inexpensive when I talk to people. So it's inexpensive to run some things on Flux. And I know for sure that we've seen other projects, even tokens on the Alephium chain. I think we had 12 or something.
There's a few dApp that also were running on Flux.
Yeah. I've seen a few
and hopefully more so after we've had this.
Absolutely. We should definitely look into see what we can do for like a hackathon or something again. I know you guys like doing those, and I know you invited me to one of them.
But I don't know if you know, but this is how we started working this is how we met. We were actually both sponsor of the same edition of the Ergo hack from the Ergo blockchain.
I remember that.
That's how we met. And then the first thing we did actually was after that was adding our full node to your marketplace. And it's something that has been used it's been really nice into making it easier for people to run their full node. Because I think, especially when you talk about smart contract enabled chain, the vast majority by far is proof of stake. And so people are not that used to thinking that they can actually very easily run their own node. And so having our node on the Flux marketplace really helped make this more accessible and a bit less daunting for people who are not used to this, and truly benefit decentralization for the network at many levels. So it's been great being there.
Nice. I keep thinking, is it Wealth?
It was Wealth. I don't think it's still running. It was a betting app.
Yes, I remember that. Or lottery or something.
Exactly. Decentralized lottery. It was one of the first dApp that we had. But for sure, we should try to aim for more, or at least have more dApps that are running their own full node through Flux Marketplace.
Absolutely. As our new partner, I think we want to do some type of competition. We like to do competitions for the community, have them make some extra Flux or Alephium in this case. I don't know what we're going to do exactly.
So that's what we're doing today.
So I actually got the information of what it is that we are doing. And I do want to be fair that on the Alephium side, this was actually organized by one of our community DAO, the BlockFlow Alliance DAO. And so they worked with actually you and Betty, and a little bit you, but mainly Betty and yourself.
I'm just there to be pretty. I'll be very honest. That's
and
my
you
job.
do this so well that it would be a shame if you were not there for that. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted this basically because of what I was saying before, because we've seen that people don't have this kind of automatism to just, hey, I can run my own node, I can run my own infrastructure. One of the idea of the BlockFlow DAO and Flux was to run a full node contest on Flux Cloud. So I don't know, I can dive a little bit into what this contest is going to be like. Mm-hmm. It's going to go in two parts. There's the first part that is sponsored by Flux. Thank you so much. Where
his money, not mine.
Thank you. That will award 5 random winners. So basically 5 people who are running Alephium nodes on Flux Cloud with $500 in Flux through a raffle that will happen on October 15th. And the more apps you deploy, the more chance of winning you will have. And then there's a second part, because obviously what we want is first to encourage people to experience that it's actually very easy to run your own node, but we also want people to keep doing it. So that's the second part of the contest, which is sponsored by the BlockFlow Alliance. And it will start right after the October 15th, right after the raffle. Participants that we keep their node deployed for at least 3 months will be eligible for a second raffle that will be sponsored by the BlockFlow Alliance. The exact amount is still being confirmed, but yeah.
And there's also a whole formula that goes into it, into like encouraging chances of deploying more, but at the same time, not like.
So that was Alex's part.
That was my part.
He shared this into our Discord, and it took a little bit for people to wrap their hand around.
I'm still trying, but
yeah, it's like maybe you overestimated our love for mathematical formulas, but there's actually a really smart one somewhere in our Discord that will be used.
It's still gonna be tweaked, probably. We'll share that publicly really soon. But I know that when I threw that at Davey, he just went like, "Oh, math formula," and he just gave up. Probably that's about it.
I started drinking again.
Yeah.
So that's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. I keep him in check.
Not really, but what's the formula? Just to humor me, what are we doing exactly? How does it work?
How does what work?
So the reward system. How do you see that working again?
So
let him put it up in front of.
I'm keeping an eye on the viewer count just to see.
Yeah, because he had it before. You passed
that's
through
the
it. Explanation. And that's
the PDF that's right here.
All right.
So this is an idea from Alex. Just full transparency, folks. If
no, but you have to appreciate the idea was
he had a good idea.
Gave a very serious dimension to the original idea.
I like the idea when they pitched it to me, so I just went full ham. I took an hour off and just wrote this little paper.
Yes, it was sent to you.
Yes.
I think Alex doesn't feel comfortable explaining it on screen because otherwise he'll know he will lose the battle today.
I'll lose everyone listening to us probably. Also,
I can bring it up if you want.
Yeah, bring it up.
Want me to bring it up?
And you explain it. That's going to be like the fun part of it.
Thank God you didn't ask me to explain it.
You want to try?
No.
We got like 40 minutes.
I've got. Thank you.
It's pretty straightforward.
Can I show this? Like, you guys are okay to show this? Like, I don't.
I read it like 2 months ago, and I already don't remember what's on it. But I trust Alex. You know?
God, it's really math. All right, Professor Alex, explain to us what we're looking at. Holy moly.
Right, he has. So.
It's just like I just went over like all the process that I went through. I mean, it's pretty easy at first.
It looks very easy. Alex, absolutely, it looks very easy. Like,
if you take the time to actually read it, it's pretty easy. It's just taking basically the amount of time the node is online, how many nodes are on the network, and how many nodes is held by a user. But then as you scroll down a little more, that's like the naive approach to get like an estimate. If you do go down a little more, what I want to introduce, what I propose at least to introduce, it's still not like set in stone, but to introduce basically a decay factor, additional weight for new nodes that a certain user adds, and also like a maximum cap of chances that you may have. If you're running like 1,000 of nodes, you don't want every 3 months the reward to go to the same person. So basically you introduce a cap, you introduce also a decaying factor. So the longer the node stays online, the more nodes you have, the higher reward you have, but the longer it stays online, it does decay a tiny bit, just to encourage people to stand up more nodes as well.
Okay, good. I get it.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
No.
So basically, can we like now dumb it down as if I'm 42 and I'm trying to understand how this works?
I think it's basically wants to make sure that, because then you make me think that this is a rolling contest. So it's not over just 3 months. This is rolling over a longer period of time, which I think would be, I want to say, around 12 months. It's a rolling contest. And so what you don't want is always the same user winning. Mm-hmm. So you increase your chances if you run more node. You increase your chances if you run your node for longer. But at some point, if you keep all of your node turned on the whole time, always, you have a slight decay factor to make sure that other people also have a chance to win, basically, because otherwise you don't want one user to really dominate the whole contest, because it's not really fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly. right? And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
easy.
the math is
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Now people can understand me when they're asking me, hey, can you explain the pricing behind Flux Edge? And I'm like, yes, there's math.
Oh, you're talking to me because I try to explain
Yeah.
stuff to you.
Yeah, yeah, the math is there. Trust me. Okay, sure. But it's a cool concept, nonetheless. Like I love the fact that it there is more to it than just okay, we pick a random person or whatever, or he has the most notes. This is
Yeah.
is actually pretty cool.
It sounded more fun like this. That's
Yeah, we just wanted to achieve two things: get people to start and get people to stay, basically.
exactly.
Okay. More details and less math will be shared by the marketing
Before
team.
October 15th.
Once we've decrypted this piece, we'll share that on how that really works. But yeah, we're starting up yet another competition. I know we like doing competitions, and we got the Flux AI one coming as well with the images, and that one is actually a lot of fun. And that one I understand. I can just say type, and then I get an image. That's easy for me.
What is this contest? I'm sorry, I don't know if we were supposed to talk about this today, but I'm actually quite curious. So please.
I think we start. I think it's next week. I would have to ask Daz when he fully releases it. But I think it's next week. But I'll double check.
You're gonna put more pressure on him if you keep talking. If it's false.
Yeah,
no.
I
like winning a lot.
It feels like a competition I could participate in.
Well, yeah, the same here. This is one I can petition in the image one. This one,
anyone can.
Is this how you testing internally? Yes. If Davey can do it, you're good to release to
if Davey and Dan
public?
can test it, it's good to the public.
When did I get put into the same level as Dan? Like, when did that happen? That's not nice.
Oh, you went on vacation for like a week or so.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah. Anyway, thank you, Alex, for. But yeah, I'm getting pushed here. Oh my God, Davey, that's not next week yet. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm pushing you guys. Make it happen next week. Patty, make it happen. Anyway, thanks for this slide. For those who want to look at it again and have something to read for bedtime, here it is. One more time.
If you're stuck in traffic, no, you shouldn't drive and read. But if you're the passenger,
she did say it though.
Yeah. Well.
So I'm getting text now from Des. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm like, it's not good enough. Right?
Davey's just exposing everyone on the spot.
But isn't it what, this is usually the same. You always have business people over-promising and pissing off the people who do
the actual work.
It is
Yep. That's what
I've heard this before.
That's why Daz and myself we have to like team up against Davey.
I see how this is going. Okay. Where's Dan when I need him? I know he was in the chat earlier.
You can't hide.
He would have. Yeah, he's hiding. He knew. He threw me for the lines here. He knew. It's all good. All right, Maud, what's coming for you guys in the next quarter still? Anything big happening for you guys?
I mean, we've had honestly quite a lot of things happening this year already. First, we became the largest smart contract enabled proof of work chain by TVL, which is just, you can discuss the metrics. It remains a metric, so it was quite a nice achievement because of course, it's because we do great thing, but it's also because there's not that many smart contract enabled proof of work chain in the space because a lot of people have migrated to.
Yeah, there was this really big one at one point. What was it called again? Nobody talks about it much more.
Well,
something. Yeah. No, I'm happy you guys. Yeah, I'm happy you guys are still doing proof of work, and I think I know you do it on ASICs, but I forgive you on that one.
Yeah, well, we do what we can. Sometimes you have to make choices, but so
I have to make fun of you on that one.
And you can
every time I can.
I know someone who just recently bought 2 ASICs not so long ago. I'm just saying. I don't know who, but he's probably drinking coffee right now.
Yeah.
Is it coffee though? He said it started.
Oh, yeah,
I think
true.
it might be Irish coffee.
Irish coffee, yeah.
But so just to say that illustrate a little bit that there's, our ecosystem of dApps and project has really been booming this year. It was a huge increase. We had a big network upgrade in June where we reduced block time by 4. So from a user experience perspective, this is quite a drastic change because it feels like, it doesn't feel like it's the case. Your transaction gets included in blocks faster. So especially when you're interacting with dApps, or block time used to be 64 seconds in average. So it means it could happen that sometimes it takes that amount of time. And when you're doing, especially DeFi, you want kind of this instant feeling. So reducing the block time has been a big milestone. We've improved drastically the virtual machine, added a lot of features to make it even faster and easier for dev to build. We had, obviously, one of the big news was the arrival of ASICs. We started with Gold Shell, relatively small home miner, and then we had Bitmain announced, which is kind of bigger industrial, like ASIC miner, and Ice
that's
River.
the big one, let's be honest. Right?
That's the big one. But we also had Ice River, and Ice River started with Caspa, so we were the first chain they supported after Caspa. And they also went for a kind of home miner size, which is quite nice to try and make this accessible to as many people as possible, to this transition, so we can take as many people with us as we can from our GPU time. We also had the arrival of Oracle on chain. So this will really help give birth to a whole new generation of dApps into the ecosystem, lending protocol, perpetual DEX, and we have many projects coming into this in this direction, which is quite exciting. We also have a few actually we actually have one mining tokenization project to allow people who don't necessarily want or can buy an ASICs miner to still be part of the ASIC movement and benefit from it and receive. So we're doing, there's a project like this that is being built, over collateralized stablecoin, lending. So a lot of things coming into the ecosystem. Also working, one of the big things that people were asking us was hardware wallet. So we have Ledger and 4 other coming. Ledger is something we've said publicly, so I can say it. The other 4 will be announced, and they have different timelines, right? But Ledger should be here quite soon because the review process has been going quite well with them. So
that's a fun process, isn't it? That takes people don't understand the time that takes to get that all set up.
It does. It takes time to build the app in the first place. Then you have to have it audited, and then you have to have it reviewed by Ledger. Yeah, it's honestly, I will say maybe we got lucky, but it's been a pretty smooth process for us. But it could be, there's always luck that comes into play, and I will say. Definitely feels like on the Alephium side we are extremely lucky at many levels. So it could be this.
I mean, I see Davey already shopping at ASICs right now in the reflection.
No. I'm good. It's a different game altogether, ASICs, but they have their purpose.
I mean, you're in winter Canada, so I mean, you can heat your house up.
I could heat the house with it, that's sure, but I kind of like to sleep at one point too. These things make a lot of sense. Well, maybe not.
People
the home
underestimate. I remember that people, when Bitmain announced their miner, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll just buy one." And I'm like, "Where will you plug it?" And they were like, "Well, I can plug that at home." It's like,
no.
Not really. I mean, you might, if you verify that your electric infrastructure can handle it, which in a lot of homes might not be the case. You might just destroy your house power grid. But if you can, the question is, do you want to? Because, I mean, it depends. If you have a very annoying family members, that can be lovely because you cannot hear them anymore.
No,
ever.
it's
Again, in your
not
house.
white noise. There's
Or
you can't
dogs.
hear anything else.
Or dogs.
Yeah,
But she has
Anyhow.
the same as Missy, by the way, just so you know.
I have. Yeah,
Aw.
they've been rejected from the office because otherwise they like to participate a little too much in the call.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I have the same issue when I'm in a call. Often enough, one of the dogs likes to come by and say hi. One sec here.
So with all that talking, is there any questions? Because I haven't been like checking the.
Well, first question that I saw. What's about what's this about? Alex?
Wait, what? No, it still says Flux under my name. Hey, you removed that on purpose.
No, that's because I did this. So if I do
Okay.
hide, and it
No,
comes back.
we just happen to be both in Switzerland.
I mean, like a
And-
good portion of Alephium is in Switzerland.
Yeah, most of our team is most of the core contributors are in Switzerland, and Alex from Flux happens to be in Switzerland.
Yeah, that's just.
And so we thought that could be nice to, working from home every day can get a little bit lonely. So if you have an excuse to meet someone physically from time to time, it's quite nice. And we felt like that was a great occasion to do so.
Thank you, Matt, for babysitting Alex. It gets tiring when I have to do it, when I have to fly him in and all that. I appreciate you helping out with that.
They're gonna believe I'm like 16 years old again, just from you saying that.
Yeah. So Alex is not working for Alephium. Okay. Dodger Blue.
Well, but we'd be lucky to have him. So I do want to say.
You didn't want him, you said before we on the call. Like we talked about that.
I'm trying to be nice, Davey.
Yeah. So if you guys have questions for either project, by all means, toss them in the chat. I'll bring them up. So you guys are full on A6 now. That's the plan forward, of course.
Yeah, the Hashrate has exploded. Like,
yeah, I bet.
Times, I can't really remember, at least time 10 in the past months and a half. The hash rate grew. I think we exceeded 10 petahash for the first time today, or maybe the last couple of days. But yeah, it looks like people are plugging their ASIC miner.
Nice. That's awesome. I did see Dan say something in the Discord the other day, and because he's not here, I can leak for him, I guess. But he was saying something about a parallel asset and Alephium, so you might want to be on the lookout for that as well. Just FYI.
I mean, I saw a message to which I responded, and I was ignored.
Oh,
who ignored him? Did I? Where did you post that? I'm kind of curious now.
Well, I don't know if you're talking about this the same, but it's just because I was in a chat where Dan was. He wrote a message asking a question, which I answered, and then Dan disappeared. Never to be seen again into this chat. But it was a nice answer, I promise.
Yeah, but yeah, we're looking into that. 1 second here. I see another question that popped up. I heard a project named Doe from Alephium is working with Flux. Is that correct? Maud,
I mean, so I think it's a project from someone from a team in the community. So I'm not extremely competent to really speak as to what they're doing. But my understanding is they wanted to really make it easy. Same thing, a similar objective of making it super easy to spin up, to spin off, turn on, deploy a node. And I know that there has been exchange to see if they would leverage Flux for this. But I honestly don't know.
I can confirm they're looking into.
I don't know if that was confirmed then, if the decision has been made. I know they were considering it after having an exchange in our Discord with Betty, I think, or
maybe I think so. But I'm not really like the business dev here. I'm more,
so yeah, I know definitely this was something that was being considered. But best to ask Doe themselves if where they are on this front.
I don't think we're working per se together, but I do know that they're looking at moving a lot of their offerings, like you said, on Flux so they can deploy easily via the cloud solution. So yeah, there's definitely some work being done on there and to move it to Flux. So it's that's what we're here for, to help people out. And I'm personally not really in touch with these folks, but I do know that there's communication going back and forth. So I'm happy to see that folks are deploying. Period.
You know, Davey, this panel we did together at ECC.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish they recorded it.
No, you would not.
But not the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a beginning piece that might not have been that, you know.
Yeah.
Not the beginning of it, but the main part of it, because I felt that you made such a compelling case for Flux Cloud, and I love the example that you gave. And it's a shame that that was not recorded, because I felt like, even for me, having being close to Flux for all these years, I felt like it gave me a completely different understanding of what you guys were doing and how it can really benefit projects. So, but I was convinced they were going to release. Because they recorded it, right? There was the guy with the camera and everything. But yeah,
maybe too many swear words were used or something. I don't know. Although I think I kept it nice on my end. I think it was mostly Maud who,
What? Me?
But there's no proof anyway,
I just made a very funny
No, there's
joke.
no proof now because there's no apparently there's no recording.
Thankfully, it stayed in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that was an interesting evening nonetheless. Being able to sit with Alephium and a couple other projects out there. We had an OVH come in as well as a Web2 provider, and seeing that bridge between those type of projects and companies. I think there was some other folks out of the crypto space, but also the government pieces people were there. It was kind of nice to bring everybody together like in that way, and it was a tiny room, and it was one hell of an evening with a massive storm that went through, and all the delays and all that fun stuff. It was quite something.
It's true with our flights,
and we actually took the same plane to go there too without knowing.
We didn't know each other, but then realized we were on the same plane on the way back.
Yep.
And the plane was delayed, but we made it.
Yeah, like a couple hours late, but it was all right.
Well, everybody was late, except me for once. So, just saying.
Yeah, you're already there.
I was already there, yeah. So
I'm also chronically late, and it's something like, I don't know how this happened. I feel like I wasn't late, and then suddenly at some point in my life something happened, and I am just always late.
Well, I'm blessed with Caroline. She makes sure that I'm on time everywhere.
But you live in the middle of nowhere, so you don't have to be anywhere.
That's also true.
I think maybe my it's not that my husband is scared of me, but maybe he a little bit, so he doesn't really help me be on time. I would say he needs to be a bit more assertive as to when I need to be ready, because it's not working so far.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that. But
I try.
I'm not coming to Alephium, guys. Sorry, that's not happening. I'm true Flux. I got a lot of things I want to achieve first with Flux that we want to get done. So that's not happening anytime soon. Sorry.
And to be fair, we still get to interact a lot and spend time together. So
exactly.
And it's actually lovely to have you as the counterpart on Flux side. And I don't know if I would like any replacement as much as I like you. So I'm happy that you stay where you are.
I don't know how to interpret that.
It's a compliment.
So she does not want you as her colleague.
I hear. Yeah, it's a nice compliment.
That's not what I meant. You just look for the worst meaning possible. It was meant to be a compliment.
When Flux Alpha PA, we kind of touched on it. We touched on it. It'll come at one point. It'll come. I'll bring this up, and Mark, I think you're absolutely right. And that's a cute little baby, by the way. Congrats. It's a tiny baby. Want to give props to this chat. It's not run over by bots. Rare to see in the crypto space. I know. I'm keeping an eye on the chat regardless, guys. So we try to keep it as clean as possible. And I saw discussions happening, and you guys keep doing. I know everybody has their pros and cons in projects, and discuss away all you want. It's all good for me. No worries.
Can we see what happens in the chat? Because I don't know.
Yeah, we can. I think it's right here.
IT experts right here, guys.
Yeah.
Know what to do.
That's not my job description, so that's fine.
Well, it isn't mine, unfortunately. So, but I can't read it. It's too small.
Yeah, you need your glasses.
Yeah, got them in Geneva.
Oh God.
A lot of people sometimes, Baby is one of our community member, and I feel like sometimes people even think he's a bot, but he's not. He's just lovely. So, but
He's not a bot.
He's not a bot. I'm sorry.
I haven't gotten any bot feelings from him yet, so it's all good.
No, it's because he's so supportive. Really, we honestly haven't been around the Flux community that much. Just honestly, I've been around. I'm around the Alephium community because it's part of my job. I don't really have time to do anything other than Alephium, to be fair. But we are very lucky in the Alephium community to have amazing people, really. And I'm sure what I've not experienced it, I'm sure it's the same in the Flux community. We do have some overlap. Like we have a lot.
Oh yeah.
We have a lot of overlap as well. And it's really nice. I think in the space it's easy to have, like, you know, toxic people or bots or things like this. So it's really nice to have a very genuine and kind community that really helps, you know, go through the cycles of the industry we're on.
I saw a question here. When is the Windows version of Edge AI coming? I want to put my rigs on it. Alex, help, please.
Help, please. I think we did have an announcement communicated not so long ago.
Yesterday, I put an announcement out yesterday regarding the Windows and Flux Core.
Yes. So just to recap real quick, it's available. It's just too unstable as of the release right now. We're still working on it. We just are looking for a more long-term solution instead of something that's going to be updated within Rancher. As soon as possible.
And so, Davey, how long does Alex has to fix this? Because you said deadline, right? I saw you.
Yeah. I said deadline. So the deadline is tonight, 5 p.m. So sorry? 5 p.m. European time is the deadline.
It's already passed. We're already gone.
Oh, Alex, come on.
We're
going to have a chat. Yeah, I know. That's why I said.
But I do have a question myself, though.
Okay.
We have a competition about deploying nodes, but do we have like a guide about that? I think there was a competition about writing guides.
Yeah,
right?
That's actually, I think, the first kind of competition we did together. We had a how to deploy your Alephium node on Flux competition. So there should be a number of guides. I know that there No Trust Verify, which is again a group of developers very active into our ecosystem. They are also the one that developed WALF that you were referring to before. I feel like they updated their guide in January. I don't know if some of those guides probably need a little adaptation if a few things have changed. But that's something we definitely will figure out before the contest starts.
Yeah. I thought, like, when you mentioned January, I was like, oh, that's not so long ago. But now I'm thinking it's like 8 months ago.
It's September. I know. There's something wrong with this year. Yeah. Like something fucked up time somewhere. It's just not going at the same rate as used to.
See, that's why there's no recording. You just swore on live.
Oh yeah, sorry. In Europe, we can swear online. Yeah. I know it's not very in the US and.
No, I mean we got Davey and Dan, so we're.
Yeah, we swear too. Don't worry about it.
As well. Yeah. That's what I felt comfortable doing it.
We don't really care as much. I know some people get a little upset with swearing, but it is what it is. But it's always fun when I come back to Europe. At least I can, there's even on the radio. It's always interesting to hear the radio. Just they're blaring it out, no issue whatsoever. I see people talking about adding the Alephium price to the monitor that I have here. I was actually looking at it. I don't see it in the list, unfortunately, so I'll have to look into seeing if I can add that. That would be a nice one to have.
Definitely.
Yeah. We got a couple minutes left. Any other questions that you guys might have?
Yeah, anything.
Because
Really?
I do have a hard cutoff, unfortunately, because I have, for me, my day started, so I still have a ton of meetings to attend to today. Yeah, if you guys have more questions.
Weekends soon. Well, actually, it's not going to be. I have too much work.
I was going to say, you guys have weekends? What's a weekend?
I was surprised. I was like, wait,
no,
I'm going back and working.
Listen, I've been trying to be a bit more strict about, sometimes not being connected, because I think, whatever, if you believe in the cycle or not, the bull run has not started, right? And if it does start, it's going to be a very intense period. And so I'm kind of feeling like I'm trying to be more strict with myself about disconnecting on the weekend. And I've had to, I have to put my phone in airplane mode to kind of trick myself into not looking, because if it's in airplane mode, even if I look, there's nothing to see because it's not connected. But I've been trying to be better at this too, because it's a marathon that we're all running at the speed of a sprint. So sometimes you do have to.
Oh, I agree. I had to take a bit of a break as well. With all the traveling, all those conferences we do, as fun as it is to meet everybody and do all of these things at the same time, it really takes a toll on you at one point. We got some questions coming. This is from a Mr. Influencer called not that one, this one. He's an influencer. You might have heard of him, Mining King. He does these things. It's been a while since I talked to him yesterday evening. But he's asking if there's a cap on hash rates.
So there's not really like a cap on the hash rate, but there is a point where the incentive of continuously increasing the hash rate becomes quite low. So that would be 128 exahash. So like,
it's so far away.
It is like we're 100 times. Like right now we have 10 exahash.
Okay.
No, sorry. Wait. I'm confused. I forget every time.
Too many numbers. It's the weekend.
1 exahash. So we have 10 petahash right now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We have 10 petahash right now, which is, we still need this 100 times to reach to 1 exahash, which is when proof of less work starts. And then the block reward, that is just really the block reward itself, goes to 0 once we are at 128 exahash, but you still would have transaction fee, for example, at that point. So it's not like a cap that is hard code enforced like this, but it's just the incentive of pushing the hash rate beyond becomes much lower. So you kind of, from an incentive perspective, depending on the transaction fee and other things, you don't have as much incentive to continuously push the hash rate, but it's not really a cap per se.
Okay. It's an interesting approach, actually.
Our emission schedule is very, very different from Bitcoin. So it's a lot smoother. Or even like, you have project that, like Caspa, for example, they have a very high emission rate in the beginning and then kind of a long tail. For us, it's a lot smoother, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky because people are not used to this. So we have a big difference, for example, between our max supply and our current supply, because actually the majority of ALF will be will be mined over the next 80 years, but it's actually more distributed throughout those 80 years. So it's a much smoother decrease for miners than, for example, the halvings, where you have like this abrupt reduction. So we have a very different emission schedule, and the hash rate impacts the emission. Basically, there's a time-based component to the hash rate, to the emission schedule, and the hash rate-based component to the emission schedule as well. It's kind of one of those things. It's kind of one of like those one of your math formulas, you know, the one you.
Yeah, I was going to say this sounds like an Alex math.
You know,
just gotta take step by step. Just read it step by step, and it's easy.
You can actually read it on a white paper, but in our docs and things like that. But overall, the idea is like it's a lot smoother decrease over the 80 years. The emission is a lot less. You don't have a lot in the beginning and then a super long tail. It's kind of not linear decrease, but somewhat closer to that.
All right. So a couple other questions. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, but we have 4 minutes. It's good.
Have you played around in the ELF ecosystem? I have. I have my own Alephium as well, so I'm not disclosing how much.
Good, and hopefully, you know, again, over the next few months, you'll have a lot more. There's already so much that is super hard to keep track of everything that is happening. We literally have an account called the Alephium Gazette, who's basically almost their entire day is about tracking everything that happens. And that we went so fast from being able to do weekly updates to them not being sustainable whatsoever and not being able to be exhaustive on the ecosystem. So, and it's only the beginning. So much more amazing things are coming.
So that is about then, I'm assuming. About that just looks at the chain, or what does it do?
No, it's a person, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's a person. It's a person that kind of keeps tracks of the various, whatever happens on Twitter, whatever happens in the various channel, whenever projects start to being launched, probably also looking a little bit into the chain and kind of trying to shed light into and give visibility to the entire ecosystem in a way that we are no longer able to do so in as much details, you know?
Mm-hmm. We got a couple minutes left. What's up for you, Maud, for any conferences that you're going to be attending in the next months, or no conferences anymore for this year? Or is it all for next year?
No, going to Token 2049 next week.
Okay.
It's going to be intense because I'm literally staying 2.5 days. So it's going to be quite, and I have a lot planned during those days.
So just for reference, she's talking about Switzerland to Singapore.
So yeah. So
that's. I was thinking like you still have to fly there.
2.5 days. Yeah. So it's going to be really quite intense. What?
How long is the flight to?
12 hours.
Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yes. It's half a day. It's half a day. But so that's what I'm doing next week. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to the Proof of Work Summit in Frankfurt. And then that should be it. But you never know. I think we're getting a lot of, I think in Dubai, there's something at the end of the year. Forgot which event, but we're getting a lot of people asking us to go or something like this. So maybe something like this will add itself last minute. But right now, those are the 2 events that are kind of confirmed for the end of this year. What about you? Am I seeing you anywhere soon?
I'm not going to Singapore because it's a little further for me even. But I think Dan is doing Missouri at the end of the month.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was considering going. It's true. But actually, I think it's on the Proof of Work Summit is really the last weekend of September. And I think the Masari one is then 1 or 2 of October, like really right away after. So I don't think we will make it. That reminds me, they asked me about it. I have to tell them that probably we won't make it. Like,
I think it's 1st of October or something like that. So I know that he's speaking on that day, but I think it's the start of October, at least end of September, start of October. So that's not Missouri Mining King, Missouri. It's in New York. And then Mainnet, yeah. And then we do, there's a couple other conferences that we're doing that I'll be attending, and Dan will be attending as well. But nothing, no Singapore for us this year. So, and I don't know if Dubai is on our list either. I think it's mostly North America at the moment that we're going to be doing it at this point. Anyhow, we're at the top of the hour, and I do have some meetings to attend. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Maud, Alex.
Thank you so much for having me.
Taking some time. And again, Maud, thank you for babysitting Alex this weekend. Really appreciate it.
Well, this weekend,
I'm like here for your day.
Yeah, he's also like, he arrived like 1 hour before the meeting. I managed to convince him to stay for dinner, and then he's gone. So
yeah. Well,
so sorry, I won't be able. He did not. He doesn't seem to want to be watched too long. So hopefully he comes back to you safely on Monday. But
I'm going back to work when I get home. So today.
Yeah. Thank you for all the Alephium folks who joined us today. It was a pleasure. It was fun. In the chat. Feel free to join us at any other AMAs coming out. I'm sure we'll do the same for you guys. If there's any other questions that we didn't answer, or you still need an answer for it, either jump in our Discord if it's Flux related. If it's Alephium related, go to the Discord for Alephium. You guys have a Discord, right?
Yeah, we do.
I have so many.
I actually saw a question, but honestly, it was a pretty big question, but about the value proposition of ALF and things like that. So happy to discuss this on our Discord, or if you actually
we can take that.
But you said you have a call. You're already late, sir.
I warned them that it will be a couple minutes.
No, but to be fair, we kind of touched on this in the beginning of this chat. So. The big thing is there's not many smart contract enabled blockchain on proof of work UTX. So that is in itself already a big unique value proposition if you believe in decentralization and in proof of work itself. And then we have improved security drastically, super fun environment altogether. And for more details, you can come and ask us in our Discord or on Twitter or anywhere. We try to do it everywhere.
I thought you were pointing at me. I was like, wait.
Don't forget, there's a competition with the Alex Math in the background to help you make more rewards for that stuff as well. Like, we'll share more details on how that really works. I'm still trying to understand it. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. It was fun. Maud, have good travel to Singapore. Have fun over there.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
I'm sure it'll be fun. It must be
but
fun.
you won't be there, so it's kind of like I was looking forward to that.
Lucky.
No. It was lovely to surprisingly run into him in Consensus. Actually, that was a highlight of the conference. So
that was fun. Yeah, that was not planned or anything. That was a lot of fun. So anyway,
and Daniel is here now.
Is he? No, he's here.
Oh yeah. What's up?
Dan, we're about to close off.
It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
We've revealed all of Flux secrets, all of Alephium secrets. Everything has been said. Covered everything.
Anyway, there's one thing that I normally have Dan say, and he's like, Davey, take us out. So, everybody.
Davey, take us out.
There you go. Thank you. See you guys.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breathe. Don't be evil, plus being all the people. Flexing on them now like a Chico. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux being on my people. Flexing on them now like a Chico. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. And you know we web 3.0. And you know we web 3.0. We gon'